Guys, Attack on Titan chapter 98 is now out, and oh my goodness, we have to talk. I'm gonna speed review the chapter because I really want to get to the big reveal we got at the very end, so let's get right into it. So, we start off with the Marley, who are holding a strategy meeting for the upcoming attack on Parodies. All of Marley's Titan shifters are there, as well as a few of the Marley military commanders. REINER and the military officers butt heads because they refuse to listen to his advice, even though he has been to Parodies multiple times and he has been there over the span of 5 years. They refuse to listen to him because he is an Eldian. And after they butt heads, him and the other Titan shifters are basically kicked out of the meeting. This is another chance where we see REINER and the Marley commanders don't always see eye to eye. So I'm assuming that's going to have relevance later on, but we'll just have to see. As they walk outside onto the balcony, we get a nice scene with the 4 Titan shifters and Colt as they are looking out on the land at the other potential warriors who are working to become selected for the Titan abilities. While they're talking, we see Falco coming from behind and finally beating Gabby in a race. And after he beats her, I love this scene because everyone starts to celebrate, because as we have seen numerous times, beating Gabby at anything is not an easy thing to do. And I'm really starting to wonder if this race will become more symbolic than we think later on down the road. Will Gabby be close to inheriting the Armored Titan powers and then Falco somehow ends up with it instead? Is he going to take it from her? Who knows? There's so many possibilities that can go with these children that I'm just excited to see how it goes. As they are watching Falco and the others celebrate, Colt says that even if Falco beats Gabby from here on out, her outstanding resume won't change, and there is no reason for Falco to become a warrior in the first place since he is already inheriting the Beast Titan. But, of course, in the world that they live in, we know that they're not allowed to talk like that. So Zeke hurries up and shushes Colt up and tells him it's okay. He understands that he is just worried about his little brother, but everything will be okay. He then randomly goes and invites Colt to go play catch with him. Now, keep both of those things in your mind because they're going to come back into play later on in this chapter. So, as the day goes on, everybody is still bragging on Falco about how he was able to beat Gabby. So, Gabby finally gets fed up and confronts Falco about it and tells him that no matter how hard he tries or no matter how he beats her, she will receive the Armored Titan because of all of the accomplishments that she has up to this point, which includes helping the Marley win the war that they were in during the early chapter 90s. Falco tells her that he is going to keep doing what he needs to in order to reach his goal. Gabby tries to reason with him and ask him why he even feels the need to go this far. His family will already become honorary citizens because Colt will inherit the Beast Titan ability, so there is no need for him to get in her way. And Falco finally tells her that he is doing all of this for her sake. And of course, Gabby is confused by this, and Falco runs away before she can ask any more questions, or he is able to finally confess his feelings for her. And I mean, that's understandable. They're around that age where feelings and stuff are finally starting to grow. I just feel bad for the poor guy. You know, I actually feel bad for all of these kids, honestly, because they don't know what they're about to get themselves into. So, as we see Falco running away, we see Zeke and Colt playing catch, and we see Zeke with a baseball mitt. Remember, keep that in mind because it will all connect very soon. Then we have Gabby and some of the other warrior candidates walking around the internment zone, the one where the Cheever family festival will be held. They start to discuss how much the world hates the Eldians and how they hope that this festival will make the world realize that they aren't the devils like the people on Parodies Island and finally put their bad stereotypical reputation behind them. Gabby tells the others that if they want people to start treating them better, then they basically need to start kissing butt. She tells them to smile no matter what the situation is and always be positive. When asked, she said that she is cute and clever enough to charm all of these high status people, so much so that she'll be able to improve her ranking in social society even more than she already will if she inherits the Armored Titan power. They all laugh and then turn around to see Commander Magath and Billy Cheever, who is the Warhammer Titan. Magath hands Billy a notebook, and Billy tells him congratulations and appoints him as the leader of the Marley military. Now, we still get to see in these scenes that Magath is one of the few nice Marley people who are nice to the Eldians, and the more that him and the Warhammer Titan interact, the more and more I fear for his safety. I'm thinking that later on down the road, his sympathy for the Eldians will get him killed, but I'm really hoping that's not the case because he seems like a really nice guy. But y'all, in the next scene, we see Falco talking to the mysterious soldier, who we are all pretty sure is Eren again. He tells him about his victory against Gabby and thanks him for all of his help. And then he notices that the soldier has something sitting next to him that he says is a gift from his family. It's a freaking baseball mitt and a baseball, guys. Now guys, remember, for the last 5 chapters or so, we have all been wondering if this soldier is actually Eren in disguise. The last chapter, he said that he was sending a note to his family, and literally 1 page ago, we see Zeke playing baseball with a baseball mitt as well. This can no longer be coincidental. Do you need more proof? Check this out. The soldier tells Falco that after the international festival is over, he will return to his hometown because he has work to do. Falco becomes a little depressed after hearing this and decides to leave after he sees a doctor coming over to talk to Mr. Kruger. The man introduces himself as Dr. Jaeger, Eren Jaeger's grandfather. Dr. Jaeger starts to tell the soldier about how some of Falco's family was sent to Paradise after one of them was turned out to be a traitor to the Marley, and they were all turned into mindless titans. It turns out that the only way to prevent the entire family of the traitor from being turned into mindless titans, they must pledge their complete loyalty to the Marley, which is what Colt did in order to keep his family safe. Dr. Jaeger said that Falco is nervous to talk to him because what's going to happen when his brother inherits the Beast Titan. And he tells the soldier that he should stop having Falco run errands for him because if any suspicion arises against him, all of his and Colt's hard work would go down the drain and they would probably be killed for conspiring against the Marley. He tells the soldier to go back to his family before he has any regrets. And then he goes on to talk about the biggest regret of his life, letting his son Grisha and his daughter go outside the walls that day. He talks about how he was way too strict on him and everything that happened to both of his children was his own fault, which then causes him to start freaking out before a doctor comes out and takes him back inside. It was really interesting the way Dr. Jaeger came in and he seemed like he was going to be a staff in the hospital, but it turns out that he has actually lost his mind after everything that has happened to his family. So if this is Eren, he just had to sit there and listen to his grandfather have a complete meltdown about the death of his own son and his daughter, which is Eren's dad and aunt. He then picks up the baseball and starts to toss it around with a very pessimistic look on his face, which we'll talk about more towards the end of this chapter. Next, we get to the pre-festival dinner that has all of the guests from around the world attending. Gabi, Falco, and the other candidates are working as staff and serving out food and drinks. Udo gets flustered while serving and accidentally spills wine on this woman in the party. But when the guards come up to ask her what happened, she says that she had an accident and did it to herself. Udo asks her why she stood up for him, and she responds by saying, "Imagine what they would have done to you if they knew that you were the one that did this. Please be more careful." I'm sure that this lady will play a big part in the story later on for a few reasons. 1, she's from Asia. 2, she sympathizes with the Eldians. And 3, the logo on the back of her kimono has 3 swords in the shape of an A. So I think at this point we were all probably wondering the same thing. Does this lady have a connection with the Ackermans in any way? If I know Isayama the way I think I know him by 98 chapters, then I think that there is a good chance that we can expect some answers from this lady very soon. So, as the party continues, we start to see that Billy Cheever has the entire world eating out of the palm of his hands. Literally everyone at this party is coming up to him and cheering massively whenever he speaks. So, Billy Cheever, who I am betting all my money on will probably be the final boss in this series, goes up on stage and starts talking to everyone about Titans. He acknowledges that the whole world hates Titans, and he says that he has come up with a permanent solution for the Titan problem once and for all, which has me extremely worried because even though we've only known him for a few chapters, there's something about Billy Cheever that rubs me the wrong way, and I hate that we'll have to wait another month to see what his plan entails. So, are you guys still hanging with me? Just hang on a little bit more, because up to this point, this chapter has been extremely information heavy, so this is where it finally starts to wind down. So, it's the next day now, and the actual festival has finally started. Gabby and the other warrior candidates have no idea what's going on, because I'm assuming things like this don't happen very often in this world they live in. So, REINER escorts the kids around the festival and shows them the various booths and stalls. The kids see all of the food, but then they realize they don't have any money. So, good guy REINER buys them all food, but they keep going to different booths and stalls and spending all of his money. You can literally see his wallet suffering as he looks very pissed off until he looks over and sees that Gabby is happy and laughing and having a great time with her friends. This puts a smile across REINER's face, and it makes me happy because I haven't seen this poor child smile in so long. Gabby, of course, ends up eating too much and ends up with a massive stomach ache, so REINER has to drag her away from the city. But as she's being dragged away, Gabby says that she gets the feeling that something is about to change, and this worries me. Is it just me, or does it seem like Gabby has death flags raised? There are so many potential things I see happening to her that it's almost scary. I really like her as a character, but the more and more we learn about her, the more and more I start to believe that she won't make it to the end of the story. I hope I'm not right, but that's a video for another day if you guys want to see that. But guys, here's why I said everything finally connects together. Hold on to your seats because we got a humongous reveal. The night of Billy Cheever's final plan is upon us, and everyone is looking for Falco so they can all get into place. Falco finally returns, but instead of sitting down, he asks REINER if he can go with him somewhere for a second. Zeke tells him to go on ahead since they still have a little time. So, Falco takes REINER down the road and to a basement door. Now guys, what's the rule about Attack on Titan? Basements are always important. They open the door to the basement, and inside waiting is the mysterious soldier, who greets REINER by saying, "It's been 4 years, huh, REINER? I'm glad to see that you were able to return to your hometown." To which a petrified REINER replies, "Eren." It is finally confirmed, guys. After 6 chapters, we now know 100% for a fact that this is Eren Jaeger after all. This is huge news, guys. I mean, just think about this. This entire festival is basically based upon getting control of the person in Paradise with the Founding Titan ability. But little do they know that this person is in the Marley, less than 3 minutes away from the actual festival that is being held. This chapter ends with a very interesting quote. "If one desires peace for themselves, they must fight for it with those who also desire the same peace." What? What is Eren's plan? Why is he in the Marley? Why did he decide to meet REINER of all people, seeing as the last time they met, they were trying to murder each other? Since he still hasn't regenerated his leg, it's pretty safe to say that he probably doesn't want to fight with REINER right now, but instead wants to talk with him. But what do they have to talk about though? Man, chapters 99 and 100 of this story are going to be monumental. They are going to be so extremely important to this story, and I cannot wait to see it. And I hate that it has to be another month before we know what's going to happen with these two. But anyways, guys, I think that wraps up this chapter. I have so many questions that I need answered. Oh, I can sit here all day and talk about this. I can't believe that REINER and Eren are face to face right now. Can you imagine all of the emotions that are being experienced in that room? What do you guys think is going to happen in these next two chapters with these two? What's Billy Tiber's final plan? Where are Mikasa and the other Survey Corps? Are Eren and Zeke actually working together? You guys be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think's going on, because I literally have no idea right now. But yeah, as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, be sure to like if you do, subscribe if you're new for more Attack on Titan content. We do this monthly, guys. And hey, until the next video, guys, best wishes.